getting involved and staying involved and pushing a progressive agenda. Is that fair?
It's fair because I think to their point, having really run these for years, it is all about feasibility before it's innovative, not only ethical development, and feasibility is finance too. So it is these issues, and I totally want them on the partnership.
So what I would say to moderates,
What would you say to the moderates?
what I would say to moderates is, your question is, how do you bring moderates under the tent? See, here's the thing that happens when you talk about income inequality, is that people making $150,000 pick on people making $100,000. People pick on people who make 100, pick on people making 80, 80 against 60, 60 against 40, and all the way down. That's the problem of trying to have a conversation, a rational one, about income inequality, because what ends up happening is someone who's making $150,000 looks at someone making slightly less than them and thinks, man, I really worked hard to get to where I am, and they didn't even go to this graduate school, or they didn't go to graduate school, and they're making almost as much as I am. Or you look at one rung above you and you say, man, I know I'm working harder than this person, and look how much more money than me that I'm making. And so we fight ourselves. And that's the same thing with the moderates, which is when we think about working people and income inequality, we have to recognize that it touches all of us. So I try to go out and tell people that we need to redefine what it means to be a working person. And the way to do that is this. If you go to work every single day, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, a carpenter, a plumber, or you work in a fast food restaurant, and a majority of your income comes from going to work, you are a working person. Now, that doesn't mean that the doctor might not need to pay a little bit more, but it's also recognizing that there's a good chance that that doctor might have taken $500,000 worth of student loans to get through medical school, and that they have different challenges. But if a majority of your income comes from your money making the money, fine, God bless you. But there is a tax code that is in effect, which makes it virtually impossible for all of these other people over here to get ahead in one way or the other. So when I think about moderates, this isn't a progressive debate. It isn't just a far left debate. This is a debate that I think extends on the right and the left, because most people in this country are working people. It's just we're fighting over a tiny amount of scraps, over $10,000 and the next income level up, or your boss. Or we look at public servants and say, I can't believe there are this many deputy commissioners in the city making six figures. The question I would ask that person, and I did this too, my wife called me out on this. Because I'll tell you, I went on Chicago tonight, and right after I got elected in 2011, and Carol Marine asked me, well, what would you do about the city's budget? And I said, well, we should have a salary cut, right? And I got off, I went home, and my wife's like, do you really believe that that deputy commissioner or that lawyer who's making maybe $100,000 a year is driving income inequality? And I said, no. And then why would you say something like that? It's that kind of conversation that forces people to split themselves off against one another. And so there is a difference between someone making, certainly a difference between someone making $40,000 and $300,000. But there's a massive difference between someone making six figures and $50 million a month. And believe it or not, the folks that are making $10, $20, $30 million a month are paying just a tiny fraction of what everyone else does at the federal level. And they pay the same rate that someone making $20,000 a year makes. That's the inequity that needs to be solved, and I would argue that that is the conversation moderates, progressives, and conservatives should be having.